Well, hello there, good people, and welcome to another photo adventure. Come with me to this awesome location at Zenith Beach while I show you through the essential compositional ingredients every pro photographer uses. My name's Johnny Spencer, and I'm a landscape and nature photographer for the National Park Service here in Australia, who I've been working for over 24 years. I have a real passion for being out in nature with the camera, and I've decided that I want to share all that photography experience that I've learned over many years of trial and error with as many photographers as possible. Well, good morning, and here we are at the beautiful, the wonderful, the magnificent Zenith Beach. I absolutely love this location. It's one of my most favourite places to shoot seascapes. It's just beautiful. Look at the amazing Tom-Marie back there. And today we're talking about, the secret ingredients the pros use for every composition. And to be honest, they are that secret, but they aren't the things you might be thinking. It's not rule of thirds. It's not leading lines. But yes, they are there, and they're rules, and they're things to know. But these are things like, simplicity, the wow factor, distracting elements, visual harmony. Anyway, we'll get into all those examples coming up, exactly what they are. But the first one I wanted to tell you about is the wow factor. And it's not the wow factor when you view your photograph, it's the wow factor of when you get to a location. It's that feeling you get when you arrive at a location like this and you go, wow, look at that headland over there. That's just epic. Tom-Marie is amazing. It's huge, it's dominating, it's an element that I want to photograph. It's in the scene, it's something that's really dominating this location. And that's going to help you decide what you're going to put your camera at. And I know that might sound a bit silly, but what it does, it helps define not only what you're going to put your camera at, but it can help you choose what lens you want to use. Maybe I got here and I looked at the top of Tom-Marie there and I said, oh wow, look at that awesome trees up there on the hill. Maybe I just want to photograph that today, and I'm going to get out my long lens and zoom in, and I've made those creative decisions around that wow factor already. About what lenses I'm going to use and things like that to tell the story of this location. But I know what I think I'm going to do, which I love doing at this location, is tying the beach and the sand into that main element there, which is going to be Tom-Marie, that wow factor. All right, let's get set up and I'll talk you through those other compositional ingredients. Alright, so I'm all set up here. Let's jump on the back of the camera and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So the next ingredient is visual harmony between all your elements, okay? And let me explain what that means. So we've decided the wow factor. The wow factor is this cool beach, Tom-Marie being our main subject here, Tom-Marie Mountain up over here, okay? But what we've got is we've got a little island out here. We've also got the sun starting to come up over there, which looks really, really cool. And then we've got this beautiful water movement and the beach on the left-hand side. So every element in this frame is supporting the main subject. Think about it. So we've got this beautiful bit of sand, like a leading line that leads to our main subject. We've got the edge of the water and the surf moving in, and the wet sand there acting like a leading line down to our main subject, which is Tom-Marie. This little island over here, okay? And that's helping tell the story of this seaside location here. And then we've got the sun starting to come up in the frame over there, and that's going to sidelight our scene. And you can see all those elements combined are really, really important to make sure that you're getting visual harmony in your composition, and that's the second ingredient. Well, hello good people, sorry for this short interruption. If you're getting value out of this video and you're absolutely loving, me going through these compositional ingredients, if you want more tips like this, please subscribe below. It's free. It's just like following on other social media networks, and it really helps me grow my channel, and it helps me with my goal, which is helping as many photographers on their photo journey as possible. So if you're enjoying this video and you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll have more awesome landscape and nature photography content coming your way. Thank you. The third ingredient for solid compositions is a bit of a twofer. Oh, I better hold on to the camera here. The water's coming up. We've got simplicity and distracting elements. What is simplicity? Well, with composition, less is more, okay? And that's the key, less is more. And for 99% of compositions, particularly where we're shooting with a wide angle lens in the landscape, we're taking in that broad vista, taking in that whole scene, and it's easy to include everything, okay? So this goes along with visual harmony, but remember, simplicity, less is more. And I could even simplify this scene even more if I went round to like a portrait orientation and just took in this water and Tom-Marie, and maybe that's what I wanted to do. For some reason, the cloud wasn't nice, or the sun got blocked, or something out to the right-hand side. I didn't want to show more of this frame. To simplify things, I could go around to a portrait orientation as an example. But you just want to make sure that that whatever you're including in your frame is helping supporting that main element. So simplify. So the next part is distracting elements. You can imagine if I was in this scene and there was a big branch sticking in the frame over here, or there was something sticking in the top over here, that wasn't really supporting the main element. That would be classed as a distracting element, okay? And that would be something I'd be trying to frame out while I'm in the field, trying to get rid of that. So what I usually do is the thing I call border patrol, is I just go right around the outside of the frame, having a look, making sure there's nothing distracting that's interfering with the frame that shouldn't be there. And I call that doing the border patrol and looking for distracting elements. All right, so number 4 is perspective, okay? We see the world at this eye, at eye level, at this eye, at eye level. Everything we see is at eye level. So if you're able to get your camera and put it down low, or get your camera tripod, put it up high, changing the perspective on this, and you can see how low my tripod is. It's about belly button height, or maybe a little bit higher. So getting that lower perspective in the scene really helps create something dramatic, something different for the viewer of your photography to see. So changing the perspective of your camera by going high, by going low, is a key to creating something unique in your compositions for the viewer to see. All right, the next ingredient is be adaptable and flexible. If you have a look behind me, there's absolutely no cloud around Tom-Marie at the moment, okay? So all those best laid plans didn't happen. But shooting in the opposite direction now, we've got some nice clouds starting to show up, all right? So being adaptable, being flexible, what Mother Nature gives you, is also a compositional skill. You may not think it is, but what can happen is you get to a scene, we go through all those steps we went before, and all of a sudden something doesn't come together. We don't get that cloud that we hope for. Then being adaptable, being flexible will allow us to still come home with a nice composition today. Another quick tip for being adaptable and flexible is follow the light. I did mention the clouds had moved away from Tom-Marie in this example, but this is the photograph I took looking the opposite direction to Tom-Marie just a few minutes before. And you can see the difference in these two photographs, what light has done to this scene. The one on the left is a bit flatter, the colors aren't as vibrant, and once that sun just started to peek out from behind the clouds, you can see it's just absolutely brought this scene to life. So you can see, as part of being adaptable and flexible, is to follow the light. All right, good people, that's it for the fieldwork part, but I've got one more compositional ingredient, and it's not something people talk about very often, but I'm going to show you why it's still an important part of composition. All right, let's jump over to the studio and I'll show you through what I'm thinking. All right, let me just show you through a few of these examples and explain to you why your post-processing or your post-production is such an important tool to enhance your compositions, okay? So this first example, we changed the perspective of this photograph. If you look at this first one and you look at this one, look at the mountains in the background. If you saw my last video, you might have seen this already, but that's changing the perspective. you know, one of our compositional ingredients. By expanding that background element there and making it more dominant, it's enhancing the composition, and it's also changing the perspective of this image. Now, also with this image, you'll see bottom left corner, here's one of my layers here. What's this black rock here? What's this dark rock here? That's a distracting element. You know, you do your border patrol, that's a distracting element. I couldn't frame that out in the field, so I've done it in post, taken it out, much more cleaner image, much more simplified in using that other ingredient, which is simplification and distracting elements, okay? Now, there's a couple of other ones that I wanted to show you. So dodging and burning and darkening things down is another important way to enhance your composition, okay? If we look at this image here, you can see I've used a graduated filter at the top and the bottom just to darken things down and move your eye through the scene to this lightest part here. Oh yeah, we've got the leading line and all those things, wonderful, but you can see by darkening down the top and the bottom and using like a vignette, we've enhanced this composition. Dodging and burning here, we've got this beautiful light source coming in from the right hand side, so darkening down the other elements around that light source and allowing that to really play out by hitting and lightening up the waterfall, which is our main subject there, has enhanced this composition, all right? So I just wanted to talk about a couple of other things. Color is really, really important in your composition as well. So we didn't talk about this in the field. It's not one of the ingredients, but it is something to take note of when you're doing your post-processing. So what I recommend you do is get better at localized adjustments. It's going to help with those dodging and burning, you know, using the masking tool, however you like to do it and whatever software you use. But localized adjustments are the key to this. So you can see here, the main dominant saturated color is the orange, okay? And what that's doing is we've got this nice complementary color. There are some blue tones top and bottom, but we've got this nice bright orange light source that's helping give depth to the scene. And that's the color I've saturated to enhance this composition so it's more visually pleasing to the eye, because of that orange just draws you into the scene, gives you a two-dimensional space, like a three-dimensional feel, okay? And that's what's really important. Here's another one here. Another example is contrast, okay? Contrast can really help your composition as well. Yes, these islands at the back here were quite misty. There was a rain squall coming through, but you can see what I've done is when I've done my adjustments here, I've left this mountain and the foreground here to be more contrasty, and I haven't added a lot of contrast to the background. So we're getting that atmosphere back there, and it's adding to depth to our composition, okay? So you can see how, just by these few examples, how post-processing can really, really enhance your composition and make your final photograph just amazing. So again here, you know, added contrast and texture to the foreground by enhancing the fog in the background and leaving it ethereal and making it look amazing. So you can see post-processing sure is a big part of finalizing your composition. All right, good people, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. It was another fun photo adventure, and I just love that place, Zenith Beach. What an amazing place to photograph. I love it out there. Feeling so blessed that's 10 minutes drive from my house. Wow, just crazy. Anyway, if you're enjoying these videos and you want to share them, you know, to help me with my goal is to reach as many photographers as possible, to help as many photographers on their journey as possible. Please share this video out in your socials, share it with your photography friends. I'd really appreciate it. And if you aren't subscribed, please do, it's free. Once you log into your Google account, you know, click the sub button below, the subscription button below. It's absolutely free. It's just like following on other social networks, and that will really help support my channel. And I really appreciate your time watching my videos and your comments and your feedback. It's just amazing. It just drives me to keep going. So as always, stay inspired, keep creating, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.